Are we live? That awkward 20 or 30 seconds before the stream kind of kicks in. I know I should have like a little like stream is like coming like a little 5-minute thing with a little counter. I know I should have that, but maybe we'll get that for the next video. And if you're watching this stream on the replay, then like about half of people watch the stream on the replay. So yeah, welcome to Meme the Left Live. And if we can have people in the chat, let us know that we are live. Barry, how's it going, mate? How's it going? Yes, absolutely. The Booney says, oh boy. So yeah, welcome. Tonight's gonna be a fun one. We're going to try for a 1-hour stream tonight. It's this morning over here in Australia. Maddie says, hey, the comedian, the stream. Salty Paratrooper, Meme the Left. Welcome to any members of the Salty Army. Clear as mud, got it. God bless President Trump and all the patriots. Absolutely, from my friend, amen. Dave, is at 550 in Oregon. Lord Vian, I recognize your handle from Twitter. So great to finally catch you live. Yes, I really love the live streams. The problem I have with the live streams, I kind of get myself too worked up, and I kind of get in my brain. So I'm just going to try and like slow this live stream right down. Read as many comments. I mean, I want you to be very much a part of this show or this live stream. So yeah, please, if you hit that like button, if you've come in on the stream, please hit that like button. That lets Google push it out a little bit harder over the algorithm. Not that we go out over the algorithm these days. This channel has been very much censored and suppressed. And I'll go through a few more of the chats while we're getting started for the first couple of minutes here, just chatting. I'm working, got an earbud, so this will be fun. I'm glad the audio is working as well. And how is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I mean, over here in Australia, it is like hot. It is a hot day over in Australia. We are like, it's summer over here. And I've got the fan on in the background. If the fan is too noisy, let me know. Let me know if you can hear the fan. Barry Goldwater, welcome to the stream, my man. Was it 1776? Absolutely. Sniper Steve, I was watching a video on the liberal hive mind. Joe Biden swindled $3 million in his administration from so-called cancer research project. That's right. So many of those, those so-called foundations, they're just money making, money laundering operations for these criminals. Salty Paratrooper, release the Kraken. The salt must flow. Andrew, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Greetings, Rob, my brother from another mother. Tony, thank you so much for joining us. Car Guy, thumbs up for Rob and his image meme team. And we've got like bro. Thank you. Yes, hit that like button. My goal. I've set a goal. I want to try to get 500 likes on a live stream. Never got 500 likes on a live stream before. Well, last live stream was actually the most numbers consecutive, concurrent, about 306 people on live stream. I think that's absolutely fantastic. It blows my mind to think that there's 306 people out there watching this idiot, watching this moron talk about politics. Yeah, that blows my mind. It's very humbling. We got Logan Wayne. Hey, yay, yo, love me in the left. Sniper Steve. How's it? And we've got, yes, I was going to say, if you have any questions, put your questions in the chat. I will try to get to the chats. But like I said, I really want to make this live stream maybe like a 1-hour live stream. I'm going to try to be very disciplined here, not go for too long. A short 1-hour live stream. Got like 2 news stories to go over. We've got a whole bunch of memes related to those news stories. So good. We've got Electrically Manson. I can't hear the fan, but you should suffer for your art, man. There's like we got air conditioning in parts of the house, but there's no air conditioning in my office. I mean, I just kind of use I've got the fans here, so yeah, no air conditioning here, but it's in the morning here, so it's not too bad. We got John says, good evening, Rob. Howdy from South Ontario. Michael Peel, we're all brothers and sisters and mothers and cousins of other different dozens. What a magnificent saying that is there as well. Car guy, I'm 90% deaf in my left ear, 40% deaf in my right, but I can hear you fine without my hearing aids. Very glad that you can hear. You savage, that's right. Welcome to the stream, you freedom-loving savages. Tony Hopkins, Salty, had 39,000 on Sunday. Blows my mind. A live stream with 39,000 people, and that just absolutely, I love it. I mean, he's going to hit 50 soon. Alex Jones was going to come on Alex Jones is going to come on Salty's show one of these days. I cannot wait for Alex to be on Salty's show. That is going to be absolutely cracking. Wendy's Wonderful World says, driving home watching you. Hope you're not actually driving the car, Wendy. The memes must flow, Michael says. Rob, get out of the garage. Yeah, this is my office. The comedian, Salty Meme Army. So yes, welcome to Meme the Stream. We will jump right in. Remember, if you do have specific questions you want answered, you can either super chat them or you can put big bold question. I will definitely answer. I will definitely respond to any specific questions that you want to. Michael says, yeah, learn to check the volume when starting Mean the Left videos. It's strange how the intro started there. I didn't really mean for the intro to get too loud. It's just that when I set everything up and I want to make the video, I am just excited. I'm really just excited. And that little bit of excitement comes over in the intro. So 1 hour more or less, it's always good to have you by. And absolutely smash that like button. We've got 84 likes right now. Can we get over 100 likes in the next minute or two? Tamara is saying, oh my God, Salty and Alex. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine Salty? I'm not saying it will happen, but I want it to happen. I believe in the future it will happen. Alex will have Salty on his stream, and those two will just go off. I cannot wait for Alex and Alex Jones and Salty. That would be just one of those incredible streams. You know, Salty likes Alex as well. Has a deep respect for Alex. So yeah, let's make that happen. Let's get Alex Jones on the Salty Cracker live stream. Let's get that over 100,000 consecutive views. Get that over 100,000 consecutive views. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Michael Peel, hit that like button. Yes, hit that like button. Well, first story I want to get into right now is we have found nearly 3,000 additional votes discovered in a hand count in Floyd County. Oh, imagine my shock. They do a hand recount, discover all these votes for Joe Biden. All these votes for Joe Biden out there all these votes for Donald Trump out there when they do the hand recount. And that's why a lot of these wankers on the left are terrified. Absolutely terrified of recounts. They're absolutely terrified of going through, auditing the vote, going through. Maybe you got to do a hand count. Maybe you got to go through and verify each vote, hold them up, each vote. Let's verify to make sure each vote is authentic. The lefties are absolutely terrified this is going to happen. Story over here on the Sousa Valley News. Nearly 3,000 additional votes discovered in hand recount in Floyd County. We've got with members of both the local Democratic and Republican parties observing hand counting of presidential votes. That's right. We need a recount. We need these votes to be hand counted. They need to be verified. They need to be checked. Who cares if it takes an extra 2 weeks? Who cares if it takes an extra month to do this recount? We need to verify this election. This election needs to be audited. We need to get in there and recount these votes, check every vote. Every vote is authentic. With members of the local Democratic Republican parties are doing hand counting of presidential votes in Floyd County, it appears that as close as 3,000 votes were not counted on election night. I wonder how that happened. It's a total mistake. Total oversight, people. Nothing to look here. Don't look over here when we have 3,000 votes not counted. The fact that most of these votes were for Donald Trump, that's just total coincidence. There's nothing to see here. Keep it moving. According to the Board of Elections Chairman Tom Rees, the hand count added 2,631 more votes than were registered by the computers. And that's the thing with these computers, they're going to make mistakes. The software is going to glitch out. Software can be manipulated, the computers can be manipulated, but we need both Democrats and Republican observers in there doing these recounts. And I tell you what, when these recounts happen, they're going to flip more seats that went to the House, went to Democrats. They're going to come to Republicans. This is what the left is scared, terrified of, getting in there doing hand recounts. They are just screaming right now, doing hand recounts. We need hand recounts. We need representatives of both sides in there, checking the votes, auditing the vote, throwing out the votes that don't count, and recounting these. Who cares if it takes an extra couple of weeks or even a month? President doesn't have to be sworn in until January 21. We got a lot of time until then. Certify this election. Make sure this election is ridgy-dig and on the up and up. It appears the votes did not come from the voting day, but rather early voting. According to Luke Floyd County GOP chairman, it's scary that this happened in Floyd County. Imagine what the numbers could look like in places like Fulton County. That's right, imagine what they would look like in much bigger places. The numbers are going to blow out even more. You're going to find more votes for Donald Trump. More votes for Donald Trump. More Republicans are going to take seats of the Democrats that they thought they'd lost. Maybe they conceded. Go in there, do hand recounts. You'll probably win that seat. The heat for Trump was amazing at the top of the ticket. So much heat for Trump, no heat for Biden at the top of the ticket. They were all fake votes. There was fake heat for Biden. People voted down the ticket for Trump. People didn't vote down the ticket for Biden. The carnage in the House right now is incredible. Democrats losing up to 15 seats, probably lose a few more as well. As these recounts come in, these hand votes, we are going to flip more seats red in the House. We might even take the damn House if they go in and recount. It's scary that this happened in Floyd County. Imagine what the numbers would look like in places like Fulton County. It appears that our election office did not misplace any ballots. Rather, it appears this is a computer software mishap. Oh my God, it's just a software mishap, folks. It was just accidental. Sorry, the left have a new word for this right now. They called it a glitch. It was like, oops, that was just a slight little glitch over there. Don't look too hard over there. Slight little glitch gave like Biden maybe like 10 million more votes. We'll just call that a glitch. It's not fraud. We'll just call that a glitch. So I love it when you said it. It was just appears to be a software mishap for the Dominion system. Wendy Davis, Rome City Commissioner, I am proud of the wonderful people who came in and worked tirelessly for 2 days. What we discovered that the elections office turned into was wrong. That's right, the initial results were wrong. Get in there and recount the votes. Recount the votes. Audit them. Count them by hand. Hang them up. Whatever you got to do. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Who cares if it takes an extra 2 or 3 weeks? Left are running around right now saying, oh, Joe Biden is in the office of elect. Stupid office that doesn't even matter. Joe Biden is not the president-elect. We have to recount. We have to certify. We have to audit the vote. Recount the vote. Of the 2,631 votes, sources at the elections told that CVN it appeared between almost 1,900 were cast for President Donald Trump. Oh, imagine my shock. All these votes cast for President Donald Trump, not making it into the thing. And reports stated early votes on October 24 were not counted due to a scanner error. It was just a glitch, people. It's just a glitch. Don't need to worry. Don't look too hard here. It was also reported that several provisional ballots were counted more than once. There should have only been 141 ballots cast, but 216 were counted. And here's some good stats here. By calculations, 38,588 votes were cast in the presidential election in Floyd County, meaning the ballots found equals 6.8% of the votes not originally counted. 6.8% of the votes weren't actually counted. And guess how? And Donald Trump got most of those votes. Of the 2,600, Trump got up to 1,900 of those votes. So we need to recount the vote, audit the vote. The left are absolutely panicking. Oh my, hold on, we found some more votes. We found some more votes over here. Sorry, I did miss a super chat. Valerie saying, Do you think we're heading for another civil war? I kind of think we're in the civil war right now. I think this is the civil war. We're kind of like in it. The media is like gaslighting and lying their way. This is the civil war. Now, what will the civil war look like? I mean, it's this like civil war in a digital age. But we are seeing running clashes between Antifa and like groups on the right now. Will a civil war look like that? So I think that we're in the civil war right now, but then the thing is, what will the civil war look like? I mean, that's probably like a whole live stream just breaking down what will a civil war actually look like. But I think we're in one right now, and I think I will make a prediction that if this does go all the way to the Supreme Court, and if Donald Trump does win in the Supreme Court, you're going to have the people on the left. They're going to scream that Donald Trump stole the election. They're not going to accept the election. There, at that point there, that could be like the inflection point. That's going to spark mass riots. That's going to spark like that riots like we've never seen before. Now that could be what we call the official start of the Civil War. But I think we're in it right now. But if this does go to the Supreme Court, the decision is handed down that Trump wins and then Biden loses, the left is pretty much going to burn the country down. They're not going to accept the result. They won't accept the result. They will burn the country down. And then you could see like a complete loss of law and order. You could see general infrastructure breaking down. If law and order breaks down, general infrastructure starts breaking down. Maybe those shops, the shops that you're buying your food from, maybe they stop getting deliveries. Maybe food starts to get scarce. Maybe fuel starts to get scarce. So that could be what the Civil War kind of looks like. A lot of people have said like they're moving out of the cities. If you're like in a very big city, not everyone has the financial capability just to hoik up and move somewhere else. But you're going to have to be very, very careful in these big cities that if this does go to the Supreme Court and it does come down for Trump, they do rule in favor of Trump, the left are going to absolutely lose their freaking minds. We think what's happened with Antifa and Black Lives Matter, multiply that by 10. Heck, multiply that by 100. There will be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these people rioting and protesting in the streets. They will not accept that. They will not accept the election, the result. They will not accept the SCOTUS decision. They will not accept if these recounts happen and all these seats and it moves back towards Trump. They will not accept it. They will actually, Michael Peel says they were planning on burning it down either way. Well, that's right. I mean, the left have gone absolutely insane. They've just lost their mind. So, talking about the Civil War, I think that could be that inflection point, is that SCOTUS decision. Just that could be like that. It's almost like the gasoline is there, the wood is there. Now that's the flame. That's the flame on, and watch the whole thing go up. Wendy, thank you very much for the super chat. Love you. I love you. Love you watching the videos as well. And I'm glad, if the videos make you smile, they make you laugh, and they encourage you. That's kind of my job as well. So thank you very much. So here we have a couple of memes here regarding the election. Hang on, we found some more votes, and it looks like they all mostly voted Democrat. Isn't that amazing how they stopped the recount at some early time? Trump was in the lead, and it's like, shut it down, boys, shut this down. And like 4 a.m, they just all of a sudden all these Biden votes just sort of came in. This was an absolute steal. This was the election being stolen. What the election looked like was in the House. The left got destroyed in the House. Democrats got destroyed in the House. So that's what the real election actually looked like. The presidential election, the whole thing is stolen. It's all fake. It's absolute, it's absolute nonsense. And Democrats, when they realize that they can't even win by cheating, can you imagine? You imagine that you're playing an opponent, and this opponent of yours, they're cheating in the game, and yet they still lose. They still lose when they're cheating. This is how pathetic the left are. They can't even win when they cheat. And will they cheat? Will they cheat this presidential election? If we don't really fight back, if we don't push for the recounts, if we don't get in there and audit the vote and get, recount. I'm saying the word recount like 100 times during this stream, as we saw in that news story. That over 2,000 votes found just nearly for Donald Trump in an electorate with only 38,000 votes. Can you imagine if this took place over like hundreds of counties? And this is what took place. Trump votes just being removed from the system in all these little counties. That is what took place. So we'll move to the next meme. Forrest, if I die, please don't let me vote Democrat. All these dead people out there voting for Joe Biden. How good that Joe Biden can resurrect the dead and he can get people to vote. So yes, we really must push for the recount. Get in there and recount, and audit. If they have to do it by hand, they do it by hand. If it takes 2 weeks, so what? 21 of January is when the president is sworn in. There is no mad rush to call who is this winner. But in speaking of elections, and speaking of cheats, and speaking of stupidity, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is disappointed in the Democrats for losing the House, even though they kept it. That's right, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez somehow thought that the Democrats lost the majority in the House. I mean, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is the gift that just keeps on giving. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez disappointed in Democrats for losing House, even though they kept it. Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez told attendees of a virtual town hall meeting Thursday night that she and others were extraordinarily disappointed in Democrats for losing the House, even though they actually kept control of the lower legislative chamber. A constituent asked Ocasio-Cortez during the town hall meeting about her perspective on the down-ballot races in the 2020 election. Ocasio-Cortez replied that the loss of the House majority is upsetting to everyone. There's maybe Ocasio-Cortez, obviously, I think she's looking into the future here. She's a time traveler, people. She's looking into the future here. Ocasio-Cortez is seeing that they are going to lose the majority at midterms. They will not retain the majority of the House come midterms. If somehow Biden is elected, sworn in January 21, SCOTUS hands down the decision, whatever, fine. They will limp their way to the midterms, won't get anything done. They will get destroyed. They will get destroyed in the midterms. The backlash against the Democrats for cheating, when over 73 million people think that they cheated, it will be destruction in the midterms. In the midterms, they will lose the balance of power in the House. They will lose it in the Senate as well. So you know that the loss of the House majority is just extraordinarily upsetting to all of us. It's upsetting to all of us that we are invested in having a Democrat majority so that we can expand socialism, so that we can tax every one of you working class people out there, absolutely tax you until you are on your knees, until you are begging on your knees. And then she says, invest in having a Democrat we can raise wages so that we can protect working people. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez did not appear to catch her mistake. That would indicate maybe a little bit of intelligence, not coming down hard on AOC. I think AOC is the gift that keeps on giving. I love her. She has been absolutely fantastic for memes, fantastic for people on this side of politics. We have had a lot of fun with Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Democrats held a 35-seat majority in the House before the 2020 election, but after smattering of wins by several down-ballot Republicans who flipped congressional seats, the Democrats' majority will shrink by at least 7 seats, making it the slimmest margin in decade. The number could grow as the House races have not yet been called. That's right. The right's looking to pick up at least 15, maybe even more. They're going in and doing these recounts. I've heard that the numbers could be up to 18 to 19 seats that will come over. On to the right, and when that number will absolutely be diminished greatly by the midterms. They are going to get absolutely destroyed in the midterms. Now, sorry, I really want to keep up with the chat here. I feel guilty if I don't respond to every single chat. So I'm sorry about the chat. If Biden does win, expect nothing but executive orders out the yin yang. Yes, very good comment. Very good comment there. Star Wars 518. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on the stream. That's right. He's not going to do anything. What's he going to do? He's not going to get any bills through the Congress to land on his desk. He's just going to be one of these kind of like, well, I'm just going to have to rule by executive order. Great comment. Great comment there. And says the bartender, Team Hassan Obama has more balls. What's that? Mic drop, clear as mud. God, I really don't understand that. Soil and Green, Salty Army supports you, dude. I love the Salty Army. Love the Salty Army. Love Mr. and Mrs. Salty. Sandy, get a round of drinks. How are those Amazon jobs without working in your district? That's right. How do you drive away 25,000 jobs? I don't understand how she drives away. All her math was wrong. She didn't understand tax breaks. She thought that the government was basically handing over $3 billion in all these wheelbarrows to Jeff Bezos when it was all about tax breaks. AOC stares at orange juice and because it says concentrate. Richard B, thanks for your comment. AOC, all face, no brains. God is gracious, huh? Tony says, yes, they did lose, is what I think. Absolutely. Just look in the House, see the carnage in the House, see the left ripping themselves to pieces for the carnage in the House. That is what the election, that is the reality of the election, not this presidential race. Salty Army, meme army. That's right. Absolutely. Research what it's like to live under a Marxist regime. It's not fun. Absolutely. Richard B. MAGA, make Alexandra go away. Mate, I want her around. I want the memes we just come up with Alexander. Ocasio-Cortez and Ted Nugent shared this out a little while ago. Do not shut this woman up. This shit is gold. Now, I don't know if Ocasio-Cortez actually, said this quote, under capitalism, man oppresses man. Under socialism, it's the other way around. I mean, Ocasio-Cortez, she has been a meme mine. She has been fantastic, part of the squad. They have been fantastic for the right of politics. And I love the way that they've pulled the party so far to the left. These morons are out there chanting about defunding the police, abolishing the police. Well done. And this is why they lost so many seats. This is why they lost so many seats in the House. And if Dumb and Dumber had a child, absolutely, this would be. The cringe. Just thinking of these two, these two producing. These two these two mating to produce this child. I mean, that is just that's just cringe. Judging people by the color of their skin is wrong. That's right. I believe 100%. I believe this 100%. You judge someone by the content of their character. Remember Martin Luther King? He looks forward to a time when people aren't judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Like the words that come out of your mouth, your actions. That's how you should be judged. I don't care what color skin you have. Just don't be a wanker. Just don't be a dickhead. Ocasio-Cortez then goes on, and then the meme says, I wish you privileged white people would understand that. That's right. It's funny. All the racism, all that real hardcore racism, it's on the left, people. It's not on the right. The hardcore racism on the left, like the low expectations of black people, that they can't get ID, that they shouldn't, voter ID shouldn't be a thing because black people can't get ID. And that's just absolutely insane. They've just got the bar so low. It's that, what was that called? The racism of low expectations of whatever that is. So yeah, the hardcore racism is on the left. Unemployment is so low because everyone has 2 jobs. I may be factually wrong, but I'm morally correct. And the thing is, Ocasio-Cortez actually said this. She actually came out, said that unemployment is so low. What a bad thing that unemployment is so low. And she said, oh, that's only because people are working all these different jobs. No, it was because Donald Trump took the handbrake off the economy. When the left wants to put a handbrake on the economy, when they slow the economy down, they introduce enormous amounts of regulation and bureaucratic blue tape. They want to slow the economy down. Donald Trump just took the handbrake off. Said, right, let's just open this let's open this economy right up. Let's see what this economy can do. So of course the enemy for the left is a strong economy. That is the enemy for the left. Low unemployment, that is the enemy of the left. Anything that is good, anything that is wholesome is the enemy of the left. A strong economy, low unemployment, lowest black unemployment ever, that is the enemy of the left. You can't remove Donald Trump when the economy was at its best, when black unemployment was at its absolutely lowest ever in recorded history. So along comes the kung flu, sorts the economy out for sure. Sorry, I really want to get into these chats. Car Guy says she is a meme machine. Absolutely. She's the economist that thought that unemployment numbers went down because everyone has 2 jobs. Absolutely. Richard says, AOC, my email password has been hacked. This is the 3rd time I've had to rename the cat. If you do have any AOC jokes, please put them in the put them in the chat there. David, Jacinda rhymes with granny. The comedian, when she talks, a meme is born. That's right. I remember when I started the channel, there was kind of like two people that really brought in the views. I mean, when the channel was sort of growing back in the early days, it was Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez and it was Alyssa Milano. Strange that Alyssa Milano, I made a Melissa Milano video when it probably only had like 1,000 subscribers or something like that. The video went absolutely ballistic. Now that was when the channel was in the algorithm, and if there was a certain amount of engagement on the video, YouTube kept promoting that, kept feeding that back out into a wider audience. I think that video hit about 69,000 69,000 views or something like that. I was absolutely blown away. And it's funny, I made that video and then I was going to go down to the Gold Coast for a week to do a little bit of house sitting for my sister. And that video started to go. It started to the numbers just were going absolutely ballistic. And I thought, damn, this probably means I've got to take my computer down there. I've got to take my desktop. I've got to take my 2 monitors down there, and I've got to keep the momentum going. I was actually going to take just a week off and hang around the pool and ride bikes, and I ended up taking my desktop computer down there with all my gear and even the green screen just to keep the momentum going. I had it all set up on my sister's table there, and with her cat. I was looking after her cat as well, and I was just making videos from her dining room table there. So yeah, there was 2 people on the channel that really, it was Ocasio-Cortez and Alyssa Milano, and you could bet that for a certain time there, if I made an Alyssa Milano video or something like that, the views were huge. And so, like any good YouTuber, I was milking that for all it was worth. We've got Porvius says, name one good country where communism has flourished. That's right. There's no. You want to know where people flourish? People flourish under capitalism. People flourish under a free market. When you can go out there, open a business, and you will employ people as your business grows. You will make money. You will probably invest most of that money back into the business. That's what these lefty wankers don't understand. They see all these business people out there, they're all just evil, mustache twirling capitalists with their mansions in the background and everything. No, most small business people, most even medium business people, they are plowing profits back into the business. They are employing. This is the backbone of the country. And this is what creates wealth. This is what creates jobs. You give a person a job. You take them out of that cycle when they're unemployed, they don't feel good. You put them into a positive cycle when they're generating something for the economy, and even when they're paying taxes back into the economy. But don't get me started about income taxes. I think income taxes is the dumbest thing is the dumbest thing ever. But whatever, her glasses are racist. We got here, Edelic says, I have an idea, AOC, maybe get a job, SNL for a job. Buddy felt working late, stop by on a late break, have fun. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. And if you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. Let's set a goal, 500 likes. So smash, please smash that like button. We've got here, Richard says, AOC put a quarter in each ear and thought you were listening to 50 Cent. that is cracking. I love the AOC jokes. Yeah, put the AOC jokes in the chat. AOC could eat a pineapple through a letterbox. I can see AOC on a cliff right now. Imagine says, USA loves you meme. I love the USA. I love the USA. And I feel like I'm more American than I really am Australian. I really do. America to me is like the land of opportunity. If you want to build a business, if you want to, it is the land where dreams can come true. You know, that is why I love America. I love freedom. I love the flag. I love the patriotism. And that's why I say everything that is good that I love about America, the left hates. So yes, that's why I love America. I really love America. And we've got, James says, I lived at the Gold Coast once. Yeah, Gold Coast is a great place. I love the Gold Coast. I'll be down there in my van, for a week or so pretty soon. Got a big race coming up for Nationals. So I'm going to go in my van, just sleep in my van, and hang around the Gold Coast, hang around the beaches like a bum. hang around the Gold Coast. No, I like it. It's going to be very hot down there at all. What have we got? James Smith, Salty Army hangout. We've got what did socialists use before before candles? Electricity. That's a great joke. John Ashley Smith. Thanks for your joke. Thanks for joining the stream. And we've got Scrappy Doo, horses per toot. Sagittarius says salt equals good. Love the 50 Cent. What a pussy. What a pussy 50 Cent was. What an absolute pussy 50 Cent was. He comes out and he makes a great point and he makes a great joke. And he says under Joe Biden's tax plan, I'll go from 50 cent to 20 cent. I thought that was a really good joke. And that's something that kind of reverberated. That's something that everyone sort of heard and everyone went, yeah, dude, that's funny, but it's also true. Because he knows that Joe Biden is going to, raise taxes. They're going to take Trump's tax cuts away, and they're going to raise taxes. And 50, he's not a Trump guy. He's not a Trump supporter, but he's like, hey, I don't want that. I don't want what Biden is promising. See, people are so blind on the left. But if they really wanted to vote for their self-interest, they would be voting for Trump. They would be voting for a strong economy. They would be voting for the economy. But when you vote for Joe Biden, you're not voting for the economy. You're voting for China's economy. Okay, the president over there in China, he's like, yes, we got our boy in. We're going to get Biden back in. Beijing Biden, we got him back in. If you want to vote for your self-interest, you need to vote for the economy. You need to vote for Donald Trump. He will put the economy first. Joe Biden will put the Chinese economy first. So when this wanker, I should say this wanker 50 Cent, but he wankered again when he reneged and when he got whipped by like Chelsea Handler. The Chelsea Handler comes out and complains, oh, how, apparently they were like hooked up at one stage, comes out and complains, even offers like certain services for certain sexual services to 50 Cent, which that's just like cream. That's just if he kind of reneged, and then 50 Cent said, hey, I'm not voting for Donald Trump. He backpedaled. What a pussy. What an absolute pussy. So I hope that 50 Cent enjoys the tax. I hope that he enjoys tax. I hope he enjoys getting taxed. So, but I thought it was great that 50 Cent came out and he said, under Joe Biden, I will be 20 cent. That was funny. I thought that was really funny, and it got people's attention, and it got people talking about the the taxes that Joe Biden's going to increase. We've got the comedian with socialism. People will be eating a slice of bread between two slices of bread. Absolutely. We've got the comedian. We've got Maribeth says, show how much I pay attention to the celebs. That's right. Well, these celebrities think they have all this influence. No, you don't have all this influence. They thought that they could get Hillary over the line. Hillary brings out Jay-Z. Jay-Z brings out Beyonce. She thought that all she needed was all this celebrity star power, and that's going to be enough to get her over the line, but it wasn't. Celebrities' influence in our culture, especially politics. Now, the celebrities do have a lot of influence in our culture, but it doesn't necessarily always translate over into politics. And all these celebrities and these musicians and actors, and they thought that their influence could go into politics, and they could be just as influential in there. Well, it turned out, no, you cannot. They do not have the influence they thought. So I thought that was what really got them upset, because they thought they could get Hillary over the line. No, you can't get Hillary over the line. Donald Trump won the 2016. And I think that's what they were mostly upset about. I think it was mainly their ego being damaged, thinking that they could push Hillary over the line. When the American people said, no, stuff you, we're going to vote, and they got Trump over the line. Paul Jones, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. Salty Army salutes. Meme the left. I salute the salty army. I salute the salty army. Car guy, long time ago I was in the military. I met a bunch of Aussie Marines. Talk about a group of Krakens. They were a crazy bunch of guys. Absolutely. We got Harry Palmer says, when God was handing out brains for AOC, he said trains. AOC thought he said trains, and she asked for a slow one. Absolutely. I keep losing these. Damn, I keep losing my place in the chat. The only celeb I'm taking notice of is Carl Lawrence. Lost the chat again. There. Sorry. I will try to keep up with as many of the chats as possible. If you have specific questions, please put them in the chat. Like, I wanted to make this stream a little bit shorter. I know streams when they go long. I mean, I love those long streams. I could talk for literally hours. I really could talk for literally hours. But I want to make this stream a little bit shorter. And maybe I'll pose a question out to you as well. What do you think of the vaccine? What do you think of the COVID vaccine? Trump has pushed the COVID vaccine hard, which I think was kind of like his base. Most of his base is probably not interested in taking the COVID vaccine. Let me know what you think of the COVID vaccine. And one thing I find a little bit strange, a lot of the left right now are saying, well, Trump didn't have anything to do with the vaccine. Now it looks like they might have Trump they might push Trump out of the White House. They're saying that Trump didn't have anything to do with the vaccine, but he had enormous amount of input into this vaccine. That like PolitiFact are like fact-checking Donald Trump, saying that he did not full credit for the vaccine. Trump's not looking for full credit for the vaccine, but Trump pushed this vaccine hard. I'm not going to take the vaccine. I'm not going to take the vaccine. That's just me. I mean, this Kung flu out there, in my age bracket, you've got like a 99.95% survival rate. I'm not taking a vaccine that I think has been rushed with this much. I mean, if the survival rate for the Kung flu was down in like 70s or the 80%, I mean, sure, I'd probably think a bit more. But let me know if you would take a vaccine below. I'm really interested to know what you think. Harry Palmer, vaccine, one world, thalidomide. I really can't pronounce it. Know what you're talking about there. Question, politics. We got another question. Are politics there crazy like they are up here in the US? Not as. Politics in Australia is actually fairly kind of a little bit mundane. It's why I kind of like American politics, well, world politics as well. It's just maybe a little bit more exciting. But yeah, politics in Australia is fairly mundane. It's mainly like centre left, centre right. But politics in America is kind of like the divide is greater. You got more divide between the middle. But I mean, Australia is heading that way right now. When all the Black Lives Matter protests broke out in America, they also broke out in Australia as well. So what they say that if America sneezes, the world catches a cold. So that's why I really I focus on a lot of what's happening in America. We've got inject the politicians with the vax and wait 2 weeks. That's right. And we've got here, Nick says, Crowder nailed it on the vaccine. The survival rate is higher than the vaccine success rate. What a very good point. Holy fuck. Anyone who tries to vax me will end up with a severe case of lead poisoning. And here's the thing with the vaccine as well. We all know it's coming. Mandatory vaccines unless you can't enter a business. Ticket World has started this. You've got to have unless you go to a concert, unless you've been vaccinated from the Kung Flu, it's no concerts for you. And we're going to see this. I think we're going to see this across the board. And we're going places are going to say, well, you can't if you work for the government, well, it's a mandatory vaccine, or else you can't come in for work. This mandatory vaccine is going to be a huge political wedge issue. It's going to be a war in itself. I'm not going to take the vaccine because I think the vaccine was rushed. I think it was rushed for political purposes. I think Trump rushed this vaccine. I think they put a lot of pressure on the pharmaceutical companies. And these pharmaceutical companies are going to make billions and billions of dollars. I think it was rushed. I don't trust the process. And it's funny how the vaccines brought out the anti-vaxxers on the left of politics, saying, whoa, it takes like 4 or 5 years to come up with vaccines. They all of a sudden became anti-vaxxers, all of a sudden because Donald Trump's involved in this vaccine. Strange how that works, that the people that we've been saying that vaccines aren't 100% safe. There are side effects to vaccines. There are not 100% safe to 100% of the people. So I'm very resistant to this. I'm very resistant to this vaccine. But here in Australia, they are pushing this mandatory vaccine hard. Apparently, we have 3 times the supply of our population in vaccine numbers, which is absolutely crazy. Car guy, I won't take the vaccine until every Democrat takes it first. It's funny that Joy Bayer, that stupid woman on The View, came out and says she's not taking the vaccine until Ivanka Trump takes the vaccine. Now, there's this level of distrust around the vaccine right now that I find it kind of fascinating, because it's now usually it was the people on more the right or the libertarian side of politics who were a little bit against, governments forcing inoculations into your body, forcing all these chemicals into your body, which is an egregious, in my opinion, it's an egregious human rights assault. But now we've got people on the left being very skeptical and being very wary of this of the Kung Flu vaccine, which I think it's fascinating. Joe Biden has a plan for COVID to keep it alive. I would not surprise me at all. Spoke says, I am in PA looking to get back into bike riding, but I can't get away from my BMX roots as an old man. Should I send it? Yes, send it. Send it. Absolutely send it. Hello to everyone. Oops, sorry. The chat just jumped again on me. So, sorry. I've got Meredith is saying that Red Ticketmaster actually walked it back. I mean, what a dumb thing to come out and say, unless you've got the Kung Flu vaccine, unless you've got the app, it's probably like some tracing app, some tracking app that shows you're vaccinated, you can't enter our facility. So, yeah, I mean, Ticketmaster walking that back is actually really interesting. The pushback there would have been pretty hard, and they're maybe looking at their numbers, thinking, maybe we might lose a couple of 100 million next year if we try to, if we only limit our market, to people who've taken the Kung Flu vaccine. This vaccine will be folded into the regular flu vaccine, says Sasquatch Bill, probably as well. And what are the long-term effects? That's right. What are the long-term effects? I don't think that, as I said, there's a lot of distrust. There's probably more distrust from the vaccine from the right, but there is still a lot of distrust from the vaccine from the left because Donald Trump was involved with it. Even Kamala, however you pronounce her name, I don't care how you pronounce her name, Kamala Harris, she says she's very wary of a vaccine if Trump has had anything to do with it. So all the left became anti-vaxxers all of a sudden because Donald Trump he put a lot of I think he put a lot of political pressure. I think Donald Trump put a lot of political pressure, and they also released a lot of funding for these pharmaceutical companies to access funding to develop these vaccines. And it looks like Pfizer is going to release their vaccine soon. I think they're obviously doing it for the money. You can imagine the money they're getting in the funding for the initial vaccine research and the money. And is the vaccine going to be made freely available to the public? Well, nothing is free. The taxpayer is going to pay. Taxpayer is going to pay for this this vaccine. Justin Trudeau spoke openly of the Great Reset this weekend. That's right. That's another thing that's been going around, this Great Reset. It's something that Alex Jones has been probably talking about for 2 decades, talking about how they're going to completely implode the world's economies and then rebuild them back into some socialist utopian paradise, which is just code for a hellhole, which is absolutely code for a hellhole. Lockdown 2.0 going down now. Absolutely. Canada will be the beta test for the Great Reset this winter. Keep an eye out for it. I mean, I've heard about the Great Reset. I mean, I've heard a lot of what Alex has talked about the Great Reset, but really, and I think that you've got people like Prince Charles, Soros is involved, all the globalists are pushing this Great Reset, where they're going to just destroy, reset, push the reset button pretty much on everything. So I think that this is just another word for a great power grab. They want to centralize power to a few people. Nations will lose their sovereignty. And there'll be no more borders, no more. And this is why nationalism is fighting so hard against these globalists, because they do not believe in nationalism. They do not believe in nation states. They want all the nation states to fold their sovereignty, give it all over to a very small group of people, maybe over in Brussels somewhere, running a one world government, running a new world order. They are heading for the one world government. They're heading for the new world order. We got Biden. Biden wins. They definitely make it mandatory for Ticketmaster, don't you? Everybody is kung flu fighting, and the comedian says everybody going kung flu fighting. The Pharaoh King, if the vaccine will cure leftist lunatic stupidity, then I'm all for it. We've got James Smith, Salty Army, the Salty Army warrior. Welcome over here. Excuse me. China's vaccine is killing people. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if China is just a big testing ground. Round up 100,000 Chinese citizens, give them this vaccine, and let's just see how many die. We lost 20 or 30,000 there. Let's just maybe improve the batch, and maybe we'll get. This is how crazy it is all been. Paul says no vaccine ever. That's right. I'm with you, brother. I'm not going to take the vaccine. I mean, like I said before, if the Kung Flu was killing people, if we were in, I don't want to say a real pandemic, just say we were in a pandemic where like 50% of people were dying, like a true destructive pandemic, and there was a vaccine, and there was the vaccine, I would like, and it was, even if it had side effects, but if we were in a pandemic that had such a high kill rate, I would probably take that damn vaccine and just out of survival. But look at the survival rates for the Kung Flu. It's like 99.9% if you're 99.97% if you're under 18, under 19 years of age. For me, in my category, was at 50 to 60. It's like 99.56. I will run those odds. I will take those odds. I'm not going to let them inject all these chemicals into my body for that kind of what you call it, a benefit. The cost benefit analysis, to me, when you weigh up the pros and the cons, it's not worth it. But are they going to force people? Are they going to force people to take the vaccine? Yes, I really believe they're going to force people to take the vaccine. In Australia, they're even talking about it right now. Mandatory vaccines. Papers, please. Have you had your vaccine? Do you want to go out into the shopping centre to buy food? They're probably going to have someone there checking that you've had your vaccine, that you've had your shots. How will they do it? You will have an app. On that app it'll be the vaccine app. It'll have like a code, and then you will have to have that code scanned each time you go into a business, each time you go into maybe a major shopping center. You want to go into the movies. And unless you have that code, unless you've taken the vaccine, you'll not be able to go to these places. They will exclude you. So I think 100% the mandatory vaccine is coming. So I think this is the big fight. This is the big fight that we are kind of entering into now, and I can even see it on Facebook right now. Kind of like the sides are like starting. We've got people on the left are like, if you don't get this vaccine, you're basically killing grandma. You are an evil person. They're already pushing. The celebrities over here in Australia are already pushing. They're already pushing this vaccine, saying that you must get this vaccine. If you don't get this vaccine, you're probably an evil person who's going to kill grandma. Trump. We got Meredith. Meredith says Trump has already ordered hundreds of millions of doses. Other countries are protesting now. That's right. Trump's been really pushing this vaccine, which is kind of like goes against his base. And I understand why he's pushing the vaccine, but his base is not really supporting this, not really going to get behind this vaccine. Donald Trump, the cure wouldn't be worse than the disease. Then save it for the folks that need it. I have no intention of anyone sticking me. That's right. I mean, but if you do give it to the very vulnerable people, maybe the older people, the other side effects in the vaccine probably going to be worse than the COVID themselves. The new vax has nanotech that changes RNA. Yeah, that sounds like. Imagine if you said that. Imagine if you said that like 10 years ago. That's what Alex Jones was saying. Vaccines are going to have like technology in them. They're going to track you. Everywhere you go, they'll be able to track you. They'll be able to like even monitor you. That was the stuff of like crazy conspiracy theory 10 years ago. And now you read that now and now you think, yeah, that actually sounds pretty legit. That actually sounds pretty true. And we get back to that thing that, Alex Jones was right. We got today also, Claus said the microchip will read your mind. Hell no to microchips and vaxxers. You're talking about the microchip. They were actually talking about in Australia of having some like a little microchip under your hand. It's like I think it's like an RFD. And when you get the vaccine, they inject the microchip into your hand. And that's how they were also going to discuss stopping people from entering places that they're not supposed to be if you're not vaccinated. If you don't have the Kung Flu vaccination, you have to scan your hand or you have it on your app. They were talking about it being like a choice on your hand or on the app itself. No entry into these places if you do it. And we're talking about, Amateur Ant says it's the mark of the beast. It is it's a mark. And when you look into, what the Bible says about the mark of the beast, saying unless they take the mark, they will neither be able to buy or sell, won't be able to go into shops. I mean, it's something that runs, if it's not, it's something that runs very much parallel. It's almost identical to that. So yeah, I think these are the battles that we're going to be coming up
in probably like a couple of months' time. And yeah, I can see a lot of people in the chat really not down with the down with the vaccines. You know, and like I said before, Australia really pushing. They're starting to push the vaccines. They're starting to push it out over the news. It's like, this is going to be the big wedge issue. This is going to be the big dividing issue but it's just fascinating to me is that the left, are they all of a sudden going to embrace this vaccine now that if Joe Biden becomes president, are they all of a sudden going to just embrace the vaccine? So Soylent Green, thank you very much. From Kyle, thank you very much for your super chat, my friend. Yes, we've got also, thank you very much for the Pharaoh King. Enjoy your work. Keep going. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. I hope that I hope the videos encourage you. I hope that they make you laugh. Hope that they just lift your spirits, because we're like fighting that mainstream. We're fighting the mainstream propaganda, and you know what? We're winning. And there's people out there. Me and the left, small fish. I don't mind being a small fish. I don't mind. Very, very small fish out there, but you've got people like, you've got the Hodge twins, you've got Salty Cracker. I would name through 20 massive YouTubers who are absolutely kicking butt, like taking names and kicking butt. And we are on the right. We are destroying the narrative. We are destroying the narrative from the legacy media. They thought they controlled the narrative. No, you don't control the narrative. We control the narrative. Look in my face. We control the narrative. As in we, I mean all those massive channels out there, Sticks, and you obviously had Alex, you got Salty, you've got so many, and that can be if you're watching this and thinking that you couldn't have that kind of an input. 3 years ago, no one was watching Salty's videos. I don't even think he had a channel 3 years ago. Now, hundreds of thousands of people a day are watching his video. He is encouraging hundreds of thousands of people a day. That can be you. And that's what Alex Jones has taught, that one person makes a difference. You can go out there, you can start a channel, you can make a difference. 3 years ago, so you should have seen the first video Salty uploaded onto his channel. He had it on his phone, and he was talking about a handbook for school. He might have been working in a school or something back then. He was complaining about all the rubbish, about all the bullshit that was in this handbook for the teachers. That was the video. You can make a difference. You can go out there. You can create your channel, and you can fight against. Who are we fighting against? We fight against the legacy media. We fight against the propaganda machine. That, to me, is the evil empire. They have their Death Star. We are the rebels. We are throwing rocks. People like Salty have bazookas. I have a little gun. And you got the Hodge twins. You got Crowder. We are loud. And we are controlling. Look in my eyes, legacy media. We are the boss now. And that's what's got them absolutely packing it. That's what's got them terrified, is they can no longer control the information. Information is out of control. And Dr. Steve Turley, that's right. I watched Steve. It's probably like about Josiah. And it's like that. Those people are out there. A couple of years ago, they had no channel, no voice. Not that they had no voice, and you can do what they have done as well. That's what Alex has taught us. It is absolutely power to the people, and this is what the Rachel Maddows, this is what the little Brian Stelters, this is what these cucks, this is what these criminals over in these massive propaganda with their billion dollar machines, they cannot compete against a savage, a mad savage like Salty Cracker. They cannot compete. Salty makes a video, might go out, it might get 500,000 views. He's making it in a room with Star Wars toys in the background, okay? This is what I love about YouTube. Someone can come along and can take on the media giants, and they hate it. They hate it. They work so hard to fight. They work so hard to keep channels down on YouTube because this is where the views are. People are stopping watching legacy media. They know that it's propaganda. They know it's bullshit. They know it's lies. So many people, Anthony, Brian, Logan, oh man, John Ward. I haven't seen a John Ward video in ages. He seems to have disappeared from my the feed. Daisy Cousin, actually, she lives near me. One of these days, maybe I should try and do like a live stream with Daisy. But Daisy is another, she's a fantastic commentator as well. I joined this, James says, I joined the Salty Army the week you did a stream together. That was fantastic. I mean, and I feel like back then, Salty and I were like playing in clubs. I relate us to like a band. We were playing in local clubs. And then Salty is now playing in arenas. He is playing arenas, and I could not be happier. They are the nicest. They are the nicest people. Mrs. Salty, she is the nicest. Such a fantastic world champions, and we've got all those AK Alakala meme, boycott Nike products. And Jason's, Michael says, love Daisy. Watchman, CNN is promoting pedophilia now openly. I mean, do they, obviously, do they have no shame? And like, yeah, I don't watch. I'm going to put like Fox News in legacy media as well, because I think they've jumped the shark, and they've, Tucker needs to quit Fox. We need maybe one or two there to quit Fox, set up their own. I mean, Tucker's obviously got his own deals going as well. But yeah, I think Fox has jumped the shark. I think that Fox has been influenced by the wives of the Murdochs. The Murdoch wives are very left. They're very on the left. And then I think they've influenced their husbands. Obviously, they're on the left as well. So they've sent the word out, push closer to, push to the left. And Joseph says, don't forget Salty Panther. We got, Carl says, Fox News. Akasha, full steam potato. Anyway, so I think we'll wrap the stream up here. We've been going for a little over 1 hour. I wanted to keep the stream a little bit shorter. 1 hour streams, as I really want to try and pack as much as I can into these streams as well. I think on this stream I probably needed to pack a little bit more in, but I will learn, and we will get better. So thank you everyone. Thank you to all you freedom-loving savages, you wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you for joining me. And I will be back same time. I will be back 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, whatever time zone that is in your part of this wonderful planet. I will see you back tomorrow. And thank you very much, you absolute freedom-loving savages. I love you all. I'll see you in the